Monday Night Raw. Sorry, I'm still trying to get myself ready at the minute. Yeah, apologies that I was slightly late, but I'm sure you guys won't mind too much. Just to say at the start, because I always forget to do this stream will be part of YouTube podcast, so it's going to be under Geek Boy Wrestling Story, and it will also be on YouTube video. Probably late tomorrow afternoon, or for something along those lines. Yeah, basically the reason I was late this time is, you know, I'm not the most organised lad in the world, unfortunately. And I'd got everything ready, got all my match reviews ready, everything that had happened, blah 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 blah. Did the background, did my thumbnail, because I thought the most dramatic thing was going to be Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. And the mention of Brock Lesnar, which I'll get to in a minute. So I've got my thumbnail ready, so obviously the screen at the start of each YouTube video where it's got the image, etc, etc. And I went out to get my stand, to get myself set up, and then I come back and Roman Reigns has just turned up from out of nowhere, so I'm like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? So yeah, I had to I had to do another thumbnail with the one picture of Roman Reigns that I actually possess, because for obvious reasons, I'm taking pictures of the screen with Roman's on, because I don't think WWE would be too pleased, and they would probably sue me, which I don't really want, and I don't think my missus would be hugely impressed if I told her, hey dear, Triple H is suing someone, guess who? Yeah, so I had to do that, and then obviously do the description on it, and blah 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 blah, and upload it. I also had to do a YouTube short that Roman had come back as well, so hence why I'm 10 minutes late. But yes, hence why probably not too many people will be watching, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll do the live show anyway, and yeah, we'll get into Monday Night Raw. I thought the show was absolutely brilliant. It's a long time since I've said that about Monday Night Raw, but the last few weeks of WWE programming I haven't been particularly entertained with. Probably post SummerSlam, I think there's been a real drop of a lull in everything. But yeah, tonight's episode was really, really, really good. If you just will indulge me for one moment, YouTube listeners, swig of water for the working man. Oh dear. Yeah, so basically, the show started off really hot. So it was Rhea Ripley comes out, the place goes absolutely mental, and she challenges Oscar, and Oscar and Kairi Sane to come out. And instead of her, they get Io Sky. Io then comes out and says, "They're my family," blah 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 blah. And then the Kabuki Warriors basically cut some sort of pre-recorded promo, and you think to yourself, "Oh, that'll be it." Io leaves the ring, and then Rhea's about to leave the ring, and all of a sudden the Kabukis, it turns out, are actually there live in person. They attack Rhea and Io. Io Sky gets misted, so obviously Rhea got misted last week. Io's got misted this week. And yeah, Raw was off to a very, very hot start. I really liked the way that they jump-started Raw with that, to be honest. It was really, really good, and it kind of set the tone for the evening. Like I said, just in general, I was really, really impressed with Raw. I mean, I don't know how anyone else thinks who's watched it, but I thought it was the best Monday Night Raw for a long, long time. Easy the last 2 or 3 months. It just seemed to go by in a flash, to be honest. Yep. Excuse me. Yeah, so that happened, and then obviously you had Dom Mysterio versus Rusev. I tell you what, actually, I've got in my notes here. Shout out to Dom Mysterio, and it's not often I say that because obviously subscribers and people that I know through wrestling on this channel will know that I'm not a massive fan of Dom Mysterio. I don't see why people like him at all, to be honest. Even as a bit of an anti-hero. I mean, I get the trying to sort of Eddie Guerrero him, but I mean, like I said, Eddie Guerrero had charm, he had charisma, and obviously I'm an older bloke, so my era was Eddie Guerrero when he was Latino, and I'm just like, who is this guy, Dom? Like, why do all these young people like him? Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a generational thing. But to be fair, Dom Mysterio was brilliant tonight. absolutely brilliant. I'll take my hat off to him. He performed really well in the match. I thought Rusev was decent as well. I liked the way that Dom used his intelligence to get out of a couple of Rusev's holds. Like when Rusev tried to do the accolade, Dom literally slips from his clutches and just goes underneath him. There was a couple of times he jumped out before Rusev hit a big move on him as well. He used psychology, which was really, really good in the ring. And then at the end, he tried his Eddie Guerrero thing. So got the belt and then threw it to Rusev like Eddie used to do. Shout out to Eddie Guerrero, rest in peace, mate. And the referee caught him doing it, and him and Rusev, it was quite funny actually. They both sort of looked at Dom like, dude, what are you doing? But then Dom's messing about in the corner. Referee's trying to get the belt off him, and then basically he not shots Rusev, basically, for want of a better expression, and retains the title. I thought the match was, do you know what? I thought the match was really, really good. So I cannot believe I am actually saying this, but shout out to Dominic Mysterio. I was very, very impressed with the young man. He's still not my cup of tea at all, and I don't get why. I get why people like the anti-hero. Look, I used to love Stone Cold Steve Austin before he was Stone Cold Steve Austin. I love the fact that he used to go in and beat people up and like cheat and this, that, and the other. Like I said, I used to like the same thing that Eddie, when Eddie did that. I love Kevin Owens, even though he's a heel. So I get it. I just don't get why people think he's a good anti-hero, I suppose. But tonight, fair play, I could see it. It was really, really good, and I'm starting to think when they turn Dom Mysterio, because he will end up being a face at some point, they've got a monster baby face on their hands. I did actually think as well, because I had these random thoughts about wrestling and stuff all the time. He keeps mentioning Rey Mysterio, obviously his dad, and you're like, I wonder if this is going to end up going somewhere one day. Maybe Rey will put him over. But I did just wonder what would happen if Rey Mysterio actually turned heel on Dom. Could they do it? Could they get away with that? Could Rey Mysterio even be a heel? I mean, I think he was a heel earlier in his time, but he's been a babyface for like 20, 25 years, so I don't even know how that would work, but maybe it's something they could do along the lines. It's probably a stupid idea, but hey. Also, before I go any further, I don't like to go too politically on my YouTube. I do politically stuff on Threads, especially on Blue Sky. You can probably guess that I'm what side of the aisle I'm on. But shout out to Wade Barrett for the Ryder Cup reference. Wade, that was very English and that was very funny. Well done, man. So next we had. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes at the minute. We had LA Knight versus Kofi Kingston was set up in a backstage because the New Day interrupted LA Knight in his meeting with Adam Pearce, and then Kofi Kingston was like, I've been a champion, you've never been a champion, you know what's going to happen a mile off, and then obviously they made the match later on in the night. Cody was on Raw again, which is a bit, well, I don't know if they're going to switch Rhodes maybe to Raw, because he has been on quite a bit now actually. I'm sure he's been on 2 or 3 times now in the last 4 or 5 weeks, so maybe they want more star power on Raw. I mean, obviously at that point, I don't know how they do it, because obviously now you've got Roman back, at least temporarily. You've got Cody Rhodes. Obviously, you've still got a couple of appearances from Cena. CM Punk's coming back next week. And then you look on SmackDown, it's like, well, if they do take Rhodes off that, I mean, you look at the talent level over there, and obviously SmackDown's got some very good wrestlers. But I mean, if you take Cody off, it's going to be very, very one-sided between Raw and SmackDown, but well, it's interesting to think about anyway. There was a Seth and Co sort of vignette that they filmed about their rivalry and stuff, and I thought that meant that there was going to be like no in-ring appearances, but then Cody's bus was there, so I was like, what's going on here? Then you had Bayley and Lyra cutting a promo kind of on each other. Bayley was doing her mad woman thing again, where she was just like, oh yeah, it's so brilliant, and Lyra's like playing like the straight guy, and she's just like, what are you talking about? You like pushed me over in the ring last week. Bayley and Raquel Rodriguez, they had the match from there, and can I just say again, shout out to Raquel. I think Raquel Rodriguez has been brilliant over the summer. Absolutely brilliant. For a big woman, she's so athletic. Some of her moves are absolutely brilliant. I like her pacing in the ring as well. And I like the ferocity that she shows. She's just a really, really good wrestler. And her and Roxanne Perez have been brilliant together. So shout out to those. But yeah, she went over on Bailey, and then Bailey's getting attacked. Lyra Valkyria then comes out because she basically said that she wouldn't help her this time, but she comes out of music hit and she's like, should I go? Should I not go? And then she decides to go and help Bailey. Bailey goes like full psycho from Happy Bailey into Angry Bailey. Um, Beats the ever loving Tar out of the Judgment Day, and then sort of stands over Lyra Valkyria, and Lyra's like, please don't hurt me. But then it was really cool actually what Bailey did, because she sort of went from Angry Bailey into Happy Bailey, but kind of combined both of them, if you see what I mean. It was really, really, really cool. I'm really interested in this gimmick that Bailey's doing now. I think it's really, really good. Where she goes from here after Lyra, I don't know. I don't know how she's going to sustain it. I mean, obviously, her and Lyra are obviously going to work a program. You would have thought for at least a couple of months, and then maybe Lyra joins a weird little Bailey group. I don't know. Maybe they rerun her and Becky Lynch again. Maybe Bailey goes up against Rhea Ripley or something. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's interesting anyway. Also, if you haven't seen Raw, just check out Bailey's enraged face when she turns into super heel Bailey. It's a sight to behold. It was absolutely brilliant. There was the Usos in the backstage, kind of having a bit of a fallout. I don't really know what's going on with them at the minute, because they've only just got back together, and I do wonder about this, because it looks obvious that Jey Uso is going to turn heel, and it's got to the point where it's so obvious. I'm like, are they actually going to do it? Maybe it's Jimmy that turns heel and his brother, but they've kind of already done that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, basically. Then there was Io Sky against, well, sorry, not against. They had a backstage where Io was still clearing everything out of her eyes. Kairi Satan comes along, and then she's just like, just apologise to Oscar and it'll all be forgiven. And Kairi Satan basically goes, Kairi Satan. Io Sky basically goes mental, and she's just like, leave me alone, leave me alone. And Kairi looks really disappointed, but then she gives a photo to Io of all three of them together as like friends, as the Kabuki Warriors. I'll talk about that later with the next segment, but I suspect shenanigans are imminent in Australia. Let's just put it that way. LA Knight versus Kofi Kingston. Do you know what, actually, again, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very, very good match. Not the best match I've ever seen, but it was quite entertaining. I've got on the notes that Xavier Woods, I've wrote down an annoying little word that I can't say, basically. I tell you what, he's going to be a hell of a manager, a hell of a heel manager one day. The guy can talk. He's so annoying. He's so extravagant. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Jimmy Hart. In a weird way, back in the day, the fact that he just doesn't shut up and he's annoying. Basically, he's an annoying little kid, basically. So, yeah, shout out to Woods for that. LA Knight goes over, hits Kofi with the BFT. But like I said, it was a really good match. It shows what Kingston can do as well. I mean, the New Day are good together, but it's a shame that Kofi's he's probably never going to get back to the Kofi Mania thing, I wouldn't have thought, unless there's a very, very, very big change in his career. I don't know, but yeah, no, that was a really, really good match. There was this really odd segment when, let me try and remember. So Cesaro and Maxine Dupree, I think that's her name, both sort of come out and they're talking about something or other. Then all of a sudden Becky Lynch comes out and she's having a go at Maxine. Maxine was saying, "Oh, I really wanted you. That's why I asked Adam Pearce for the match." And then Maxine brings up AJ Lee, and Cesaro starts laughing. Becky puts him on his arse. Maxine's like, "What are you doing?" And then Becky's like, all right, I'll go away. And you knew what was going to happen. They sort of cut away from Bex, and then Maxine attended to Tozawa, and then Becky Lynch basically destroys Maxine Dupree, pushes her over. Referees and officials comes out, and she just saunters along straight over to Seth Rollins, who's watching the whole thing, and he's just kind of like, "Are you done?" Basically. So, yeah, it was a bit weird, and that went straight into the Seth Rollins Cody Rhodes like promo battle that they had. Can I just say, Seth Rollins, wow, fair play, lad. That was a really, really good promo. I loved the way he controlled the crowd at the start. Like, literally without doing anything, he got them to chant for CM Punk, for Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes, just with a very, very little sort of facial expression that I noticed. Honestly, the way he controlled the crowd was excellent. And I thought his promo, just in general, his highs and his lows were absolutely fantastic. I love the way that he uh, talks about, like, no one's got any sort of respect for me after I've rebuilt this company, when Punk went away, after I've done this, that, and the other. And he seemed like the crowd were really, really ungrateful. I love the promo. I thought it was brilliant. Cody's was good as well, but just shouts out to Seth. That he basically, sorry, that was just me turning over my pages of notes. I just thought Seth's bit of the promo was excellent. Like I said, Rhodes was good as well. I love the thing that Rhodes brought up when he was like, he was kind of like, dude, you keep saying it's for the future of the industry. It's just a match. I just love the fact he broke that down into like such sort of minor detail and stuff. Damien Castillo said hi. Hi Damien, how you doing? Thanks for joining me. I loved the little bit that Cody did with Seth, basically, when he was just like, did you send, was it Heyman that sent the Vision over to SmackDown? And Seth says, I control the whole division. And then he said, all right, was it you who decided if Heyman could go and work with Brock Lesnar? And you could tell that really got Seth's nose. But then it was interesting, he kind of said, everything about the Vision runs through me. And the crowd were chanting, oh no, it doesn't, and this, that, and the other. But I just wonder whether there's, because I've been saying all along that it doesn't make any sort of sense whatsoever, logical sense, for Brock Lesnar to be helping Seth Rollins. And Brock's only got limited dates anyway. Well, I'm assuming his new contract is limited dates like the last ones, because obviously he wasn't on tonight, and I doubt he'll be on at any point in the coming days. That's probably why Roman's come back, to offset the Lesnar loss. But then again, you are just kind of like, maybe there could be something with Seth and Brock. I mean, I can't see it personally, but that would be very, very interesting, because obviously those two have got a lot of history with each other. I mean, can I see Brock joining the Vision? I wouldn't have thought so, but like, if you could get him to do it, maybe you tease some sort of hatred between him and Bron Breakker, because if there was ever a Bron Breakker versus Brock Lesnar match, whatever you think of Lesnar, and I have my opinions, I would definitely be there for that. That would be a very, very entertaining match. So who knows? We'll have to wait and see. What happened next? So there was the Io Sky versus Kabuki's. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus the Kabuki Warriors at Crown Jewel in Australia was basically confirmed. And there was a little bit of foreshadowing for me as well, because I was just like, I was looking at it, and Rhea blatantly brought up the thing of, well, can I trust you? Because obviously you've got like family ties with Oscar and Kairi Sane, and Io was like, I'm done with them. You know you can trust me. And I'm kind of like, if I wanted to turn Io Sky heel, which I don't think they should turn her heel, I think she's a very, very good babyface, but obviously she has played heel before in Damage Control. If I wanted to turn a heel, I basically get her to attack Rhea Ripley in Australia, because if they do that in Australia, the crowd in 10 days, whatever it is, will go mental beyond words. Because if you think we love Rhea Ripley all around the world, the Australians, for obvious reasons, because she is an Aussie, absolutely adore that woman. So I'm gonna do actually while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna do some predictions for Crown Jewel in Australia probably next week, so I'll probably do a live show. Unfortunately, I don't actually get to see Crown Jewel because I am attending my brother's birthday. Shout out to the brother. Cheers, mate, for that. The one time it's actually on at midday as well, and I thought to myself, yeah, I can do like a watch along or something like that. I can send my little lad upstairs or send him to one of his mates' houses. I can be with all of you guys and we can watch it in the middle of the afternoon on Saturday for a change. And then I found out that I'm not actually going to be able to watch it. So yes, that is very gutting, sadly. But yeah, I will do a prediction show for it next week. It might be like Wednesday or something like that. And then there was AJ Styles in the match against Los Americanos. That was the only bad bit. It was a massive pile of crap, basically. Moving swiftly on. Now, that's a bit harsh, but I just didn't like the match. I'm sick and tired of the Grande Americano storyline. It's just like, please, for the love of God, can you just confirm that it's Ludwig Kaiser and when he comes back from injury, Chad Gable? And can we just crack on and let them be some sort of heel faction of some kind? Or join the Judgment Day or whatever it is they're going to do with those lot, because they seem to be crossing over quite a bit, those two groups. Just get on with it, basically. AJ brought up the fact that he's going to be, what am I trying to say? AJ brought up the fact he's going to be fighting against John Cena. It's a shame there hasn't been more build, to be honest, because obviously everyone knows that Styles is probably, with the exception of CM Punk, pretty much seen as best ever. Well, I mean, Randy Orton as well, obviously, but in terms of match quality, I think AJ Styles has probably brought the best out of John Cena as an actual wrestler. So it's a shame that they can't really have another altercation or a promo battle. I mean, I don't know if Cena's going to do like the pre-show, maybe the night before, so maybe they could do something with that. I mean, obviously it's too late for Styles to turn heel on John Cena because it would be a waste of time now because he's leaving anyway. So yeah, I don't know, but it still should be a good match anyway. Let me just have a look. Damien Castillo again. Everyone on YouTube is saying that Jey Uso is turning heel, but I don't want it to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. No, to be honest, Damien, I don't think. I'm starting to think that the whole thing's a ruse. I'm not sure where they're going to go with this. I don't know if his brother and Roman maybe form some alliance and then turn on Jey, but that, I mean, it wouldn't really make much sense and it's completely pointless now. I mean, the only thing I could think of, the way they can make it work is have Jey Uso join the Solo Sikoa and then they restart the whole bloodline thing again, but to be honest, mate, I'm not a fan of Solo or the MFTs. I am just like, I don't really want to see them, so unless it's just going to be Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns, and Jey turns on Roman, and Jimmy's left in the position where he's got to choose between his brother and the tribal chief. I don't know. I've got no idea. Maybe there's some random link into The Rock. Maybe they're going to make Jey. Maybe they make Jey like a mega heel and get him to face one of his big cousins in The Rock at WrestleMania. I have no earthly idea what they're going to do. I mean, I think the chances of that happening are slim to none, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Arsenal in the Premier League. I like your confidence, Noe. I hope you're wrong, but I won't put it past you. Would you rather go to your brother's birthday party or attend the Champions League final featuring Liverpool? I love my brother very much, but the Champions League final featuring Liverpool. My brother's probably watching in a minute, so sorry, bro, but like, dude, he would say exactly the same thing if he was sat in the chair, which he would never be. So. Yeah, no, definitely Champions League final. I would just go to the Champions League final and then I would just bribe my brother with wine or something along that lines, or KFC or something. I don't know. But yeah, interesting question. Yeah, so in that you had Dragon Lee and AJ Styles went over against Los Americanos. Like I said, I just want that over. I'm not remotely interested in it, quite honestly. So obviously we had the confirmation of Crown Jewel. So we've now got 4 matches as it stands, and I think there's one more to go, so it'll probably get confirmed on SmackDown. So I'd imagine there'd be a SmackDown confirmation. But at the moment, we've got Cena versus AJ Styles, which will be cool. Seth Rollins versus Cody, which is always cool. Rhea Io versus the Kabuki Warriors, which will be brilliant because I love all four of those women. They're fantastic. And Stratton versus Stephanie Vakir. So it's an absolutely fantastic card, to be fair to WWE. Who's going to be the fourth one? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't remember the last time Jacob Fatu was on one of these shows. It must have been a good 2 or 3 pay-per-views ago now. Perhaps it's Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. I mean, they were teasing that on SmackDown last week. Perhaps we get another thing with Jade Cargill and maybe Nia Jax. God, I hope not. I like all 3 of those women, don't get me wrong, but as a combination together, Cargill, Jax and Stratton, yeah, not for me, basically. So I don't know who it will be, to be honest. Maybe they bring back Gunther, because, I mean, he's been gone for a long, long time now. So maybe it's him. I don't know. The fact that Roman's come back. Is Roman going to go to Australia? Maybe. I don't know. Is that anywhere near where Street Fighter's being filmed? I've got no idea. Basically, we'll have to wait and see. One weird thing, actually, about Raw that I've just got to, and then I don't need my notes anymore. I can remember the rest of it now, basically. There was this really weird thing that happened backstage where they were interviewing Stephanie Vakir. And straight away I was like, why have you just brought the world champion for a backstage interview on Raw? That's really weird. Why is she not cutting a promo in the ring? I mean, I don't know if it's something to do with Stephanie's. I mean, Stephanie's English. That woman only started learning English. I think it was 8 months ago, something like that. Her English is better than mine, basically. So I don't think it's anything to do with that. Because I mean, you'd imagine if she hits a bullet point, she'd be able to go out and cut a reasonably good live promo. But then they brought in Tiffany Stratton from SmackDown. And then they have a little bit of an altercation. I'll win the title. No, I'll win the title. Blah, blah, blah. And then Tiffany Stratton walks off and Stephanie Vakir stares at her like in a death stare like this. But then it cuts back to the ring. And I'm just kind of like, unless they recorded that somewhere else, because at the end of the day, we don't know what the building looks like. Perhaps it was recorded on SmackDown when Vakir was there. Or I don't know, that one time when Vakir and Stratton were together, maybe they recorded it somewhere. I don't know. But the fact that if it was live and the fact that they were both there, I don't understand why on earth that wasn't in the ring. That is just really. I know they obviously do a lot of backstage footage with promos and this, that, and the other, and I do understand. But to have your 2 world champions there and then not put them in the ring, I don't know. I didn't find much wrong with Raw at all. I thought it was a fantastic show this week. That just seemed, for my taste at least, I mean, maybe it's me, like, I don't know, like, I was always just used to promos being cut in the middle of the ring and a bit of backstage, but if you've got 2 world champions, to me, that's just daft. They need to be doing a bit of a promo, even if it's only 5 or 6 minutes in the ring versus each other. Maybe they will do that, I don't know, but I just thought that was a bit of a misstep, just in my opinion anyway. So look, Damien again. Do you think there is some real feelings of some of the stuff that Seth Rollins was saying to Cody Rhodes? Quite a lot of it, yeah, quite a lot, because I think Seth knows, mate, that the thing with Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk, and I'm not comparing these guys, obviously, I'm just giving an example, reminds me a lot of The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, and someone like The Undertaker, because you always knew that Austin was above all those. I mean, he was miles more popular than Triple H, even when Triple H was a face. People love The Undertaker, they absolutely adore him, but if you had a match now between Stone Cold and The Undertaker, you can guarantee 70 to 80% of the arena are going to be supporting Stone Cold Steve Austin. even The Rock. I mean, there's a lot of sort of engineering what happened in the past with that nowadays, and I'm like, that look, Austin always got more of a pop than The Rock. He always got more of a pop than The Rock. So I think that's kind of what they've. Seth's like, he's basically got into that sort of situation modern day wise, with that sort of bracket of superstars that he's got, because I think Seth knows whatever he does now, he will never be as popular as Roman Reigns or CM Punk. Probably not as popular as Cody Rhodes. So yeah, I think there's probably quite a bit of real life stuff to it as well. I mean, in terms of like, are they friends? Obviously, there was a lot of rumours before Cody turned up that Seth Rollins did not like Cody Rhodes and vice versa. I mean, whether that's all been squashed, I've got absolutely no idea, mate, to be honest, but we'll have to wait and see. Yes, yes, Ronald. You're entitled to your opinion, mate, but if you don't want to contribute, then yeah, I mean, it's up to you at the end of the day. Damien, well, yeah. Yeah, and just to end it, basically, we had the Bronze versus. Oh, I did just miss one thing about Cody Rhodes. I don't know if anyone saw this, but I don't think I have ever laughed so much in my entire life as something that happened when Cody came out. So, obviously, Raw's on Netflix, so I'm sat there watching it, having a bit of takeaway, having a drink, and the bit where Cody comes out, where he outstretches his arms, he basically he outstretches his arms, and his pyro's not there. And I was like, what is going on? Is this meant to happen? But then he went to do like the little Cody punch at the end, as my son calls it, the little Cody punch, and the pyro didn't happen there either. And basically, it ended up. I don't know if anyone's seen the John Travolta meme from Pulp Fiction where Travolta's looking around going like that. Cody kind of did that on the ring. Honestly, I might have spat my drink out. Honest to God, it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So, I have done a short on it. If you want to know a bit more, just go to the channel Geek Boy Meta 7381. Honest to God, I don't know what it's probably my childish sense of humour, but I thought it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. All I'll say is there's probably a pyro guy who is running for his life away from the arena. But yes. Yeah, and then after that, obviously, we ended with the Bronze versus the Usos. I'd like them to get away from that, to be honest, because I know everyone keeps saying, oh, they've had really good matches. I kind of disagree. I think they're all right, don't get me wrong, they're not terrible matches or anything. Yeah, but so I've completely lost my train of thought with one or two of these very odd comments that keep coming through. Yeah, no, it was a decent match, and then basically you think that the Bronze are going to end up battering the Usos, but then, like I said, Roman Reigns' music hits from out of nowhere. I mean, I had no idea that Roman was coming back. I mean, I saw a set photo of him today on Street Fighter. I mean, maybe it was from a couple of days ago, but I just thought, oh, Roman's still working on that, because it was my understanding at the end of August, Roman was going to be on that project for, what, 2 months, maybe 3 months, and I thought he'll be back at Survivor Series. But he's back now, so I don't know if there's a break in filming. Maybe Roman's done his bit. I don't know, because I think he's playing the villain in Street Fighter, so maybe he's already been flawless victoried. Shout out to Mortal Kombat. Did anyone used to play Mortal Kombat out there? No? Okay, fair enough, just me. Yeah, and Roman comes back, cleans house, batters Bronson Reed with a chair, and then it was, obviously the crowd were going absolutely mental. That's what caused me to be late to here as well, because I was just like, I had to redo my background to change it to Roman returns, blah, 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 and that's why I was 10 minutes late, because I had to do YouTube shorts as well. And yeah, it was just absolutely insane. I did think as the programme ended, it was very, very interesting where he kind of celebrated with Jimmy, but then he gets Jay and he puts his hands on his shoulders and he's just like, dude, what is going on with you? I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quite sure what Roman said because I couldn't hear it at that stage, but he was very, very like, dude, what are you doing? What is going on? So whether that's foreshadowing something between him and Roman, I've got no idea. Um, but Jay is like doing a lot of heelish things at the minute. Also, as well, I don't know if anyone knows. Just let me know in the comments when it comes out on the video or whatever. I don't know if anyone noticed, but Jay came out with new Ring music, but then went back to his old music for the encore of the Eat song, and it totally threw the crowd off because they were trying to yeet, but I think there was new lyrics, but I think they were from Jimmy Uso as well, and maybe it was being recorded by someone. I'm not too sure, but the crowd were trying to yeet, but they were just like, "What is this?" And it totally threw me off as well. I thought someone had put on the wrong track at first, but yeah, it was. I don't know. That was a tad strange. I mean, again, from my point of view, it would have been nice if maybe the announcers had said something beforehand, like, I don't know, Jay and Jimmy will be debuting a new music track or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you can do that without giving it away, but yeah, I just thought that was a bit weird. But yeah, just to sum it all up, basically Roman Reigns is back. I mean, whether that's just a one-off, I don't know if there was just a filming break and he was all right to come back. I don't know if he's back now for a few months, maybe till Survivor Series. I'm not too sure. I mean, obviously they've just done Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. I mean, maybe it's going to be the bloodline against the Bronze, but I mean, then who do you have? I mean, is it Jey Uso and Roman again against them? I've got no idea. Is it Jimmy Uso and Roman? Maybe. I'm not too sure. I don't know, but you would have thought that Roman being brought back just before a pay per view in one of their major territories in Australia, maybe that's the reason he's come back. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see because there is one more match that they've got to promote. But yeah, it was very, very interesting, and I usually give a grade at the end of these things. Do you know what? I'm going to go with an 8. I thought it was an absolutely bloody brilliant Raw. Really enjoyed it. Like I said, there was only a couple of things that if I was being hypercritical, I thought the Americano match wasn't great. I didn't like the Vakir and Stratton thing being outside the ring, and the Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso new music is weird. But other than that, I thought it was an absolutely fantastic Monday Night Raw. And so I'd give the show an A. And match of the night, I'm going to go with Dom Mysterio versus Rusev. Just for Dominic Mysterio's performance. Shout out to Dom Mysterio. I cannot believe I'm saying shout out to Dominic Mysterio, of all things. But no, he was superb in that match. I give credit where credit is due. Dominic Mysterio is still not my thing, and I don't think he ever will be my thing. But shout out to the kid tonight. He was very, very, very impressive. So yeah, fair play to Dominic Mysterio. Swig a beer. God, I wish. Swig a water for the working man. Sorry about that, folks. The people who have watched me before know that half the time I'm chugging water on these live streams. I know that's really super unprofessional. I can't go like 10 minutes of talking without water. I can barely go like 10 minutes like normally without a glass of water in my hand, so I do apologise. That's just me. Damien again. I grew up in Mortal Kombat. I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 1990. January 15th, 1990. I'm 10 years older than you, Damien. I was born on... When was I born? May 16th, 1980. So when Mortal Kombat sort of, not the first edition, but the first one I knew about was when I lived in Derby, and a load of my mates at school had got like this bootleg copy of Mortal Kombat, and I'd never seen anything like that before. And all of a sudden there's people ripping people's heads off and ripping the spleens out and heads exploding. And I was like, what is this? This is brilliant. And it was the Mortal Kombat game. I want to say it was 92. Because I was always like a Sonic the Hedgehog, Earthworm Jim, Street Fighter, Streets of Rage sort of kid. That was my sort of. I mean, the most violent things you see in that is like a player being knocked out in Street Fighter, pretty much, or Sonic falling on a spike or something. But yeah, when I saw Mortal Kombat, I was just like, wow, this is absolutely brilliant. So yeah. I'm actually looking forward to the new movie, to be honest, as well. Sorry, I'm going to go off on a tangent here. I didn't actually think the Mortal Kombat movie was that bad. At the same time, it wasn't good, but yeah, we'll give it another go, see what happens. But yeah, no, I love Mortal Kombat. It was absolutely fantastic. Right, folks, so yeah, at this sort of time, usually about 40 45 minutes in, I usually do my little roundup. Just to say, like I said, Dom Mysterio match of the night with Rusev, and I'm giving Monday Night Raw an A. I'm not going to give it an A plus because there was a couple of missteps, but I thought it was a great show. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a fair play to WWE for that one. In terms of stuff after now, just to let you guys know, especially on the YouTube podcasts, because I know obviously there's people that listen to me after we've done the shows, because I get quite a few hits, so thank you for that. And obviously the videos get quite a few views after I've done them live, because obviously I appreciate this is that early in the morning for people. Speaking of which, just to announce, this is going to be the last time for a while that I'm going to be doing Monday Night Raw at this time in the morning. I'm probably going to start having to do my reviews now on Tuesday nights. Reason is changes of circumstances, something to do with the job, basically. The circumstances I have will basically mean if I wanted to do this show at this time in the morning, I would end up with about half an hour's worth of sleep, which I'm not really prepared to do for my own health. Long story short, the Monday Night Raw reaction will be on Tuesday, going forward from now on. So sorry if any of you guys like the aftermatch. I'm a bit gutted about it myself, because I really enjoy watching Raw and doing this straight afterwards, but I suppose, to be fair, it will allow me to start watching again with my son, because he's really into WWE. Plus, it means I can have a bit of time to think about what's happened, make the notes, and then maybe I'm a bit clearer. Plus, maybe more people might want to see it at 10 o'clock at night. I don't know. So yeah, this is the last one I'm doing for a while. Unless I've got a day off on a Monday, which, funnily enough, I think I have, randomly enough, in about a month. And over Christmas I might do maybe a couple if I'm off at that point. But yeah, going forward it's going to be Tuesday. More than likely it's going to be Tuesday 10:30. But I will make an announcement on that in due course, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, just for the YouTube podcast people and people who just watch the video after, instead of the live streams, it's likely to be Tuesday Night Raw reaction at 10:30, basically. Speaking of which, speaking of Tuesday, just to say the next time I'm going to be on, because obviously subscribers will know I don't just do wrestling. I cover obviously these guys, the champions of England, Pride, Horror, Comic Cons, Toy Cons. I do a load of different stuff basically on the channel. And tomorrow I should have been doing a live reaction for Liverpool against Galatasaray. However, I'm a family event watching the game, so I will not be able to do a live reaction. If I was going to do a live reaction, it would end up being about 4 o'clock in the morning, so, and I don't really want to do that, to be honest. So the Liverpool Galatasaray live reaction will be at 1 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, basically. So Liverpool Galatasaray post-match reaction, 1 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. Next time I'll be on after that will be AEW Dynamite at 9:30 in the morning. Again, that's probably going to be my last Dynamite at that time in the morning, because again, due to the work and change of lifestyle things that are coming up in my personal life. So AEW reaction will probably be the AEW reaction will probably be on the Thursday night going forward. There is an outside chance I might start doing it on Friday. because obviously ITV over here carries AEW as well. So maybe I could do watch longs for it, but the only trouble is I've got like that app where you can watch wrestling and stuff. I don't know what it's called, Fight or something like that. So I can watch Dynamite as it's going along or on a tape delay. If I was going to do it on the Friday, then I mean ITV keeps switching the Dynamite time. That's why I ended up getting the app that I've got, because it was just turning into a pain in the ass. Anyway, long story short, the Dynamite thing will have to change in the next 2 to 3 weeks as well. It's probably going to be 9:30 for the next couple of weeks, but yeah, long term that's going to have to change till maybe Thursday night. After that, I will be doing live reaction for Chelsea against Liverpool, which will be probably about 11 o'clock Saturday night. I usually do the live reaction late show for SmackDown on Saturday night, but since Liverpool are playing Chelsea, I'm going to have to switch that out. SmackDown reaction will probably be Sunday if I do it till Saturday. There might not be a SmackDown reaction show. And then, and then on Sunday, I can't guarantee this, but I've got a bit of a day coming up on Sunday. I'm actually going to the Steel City of Sheffield. And yes, I am actually going to Sheffield Comic Con, which is the start of my thing that I'm doing called Geekoween, which is like my name plus Halloween to make Geekoween. Basically, there's a load of geeky Halloween stuff like horror fests and this, that, and the other that I'm going to. I've just released a movie trailer as well, a trailer for it as well. So it's me going to Hull Horror Fest, Barnsley Comic Con, Sheffield Comic Con. Where else am I going? Leeds Light Night. Going to see Predator Badlands, Black Phone, so I'm going to do live reaction reviews to that. Chainsaw Man, and I'm going to do a live watch along of a horror film. And then there's something else that I'm doing. Leeds Gothika, which is at Kirkgate Market, if any of you guys know. But yes. And yeah, that's everything that's coming up, basically. Have I missed something? I feel as if I missed something. Basically, all my scheduled stuff is going to be, it'll be listed, basically. The reason why I'm mentioning Sunday is, whilst I'm in Sheffield, I also do like football stadium tours as well. I've been doing a couple of them live recently, as in outside the grounds, because I'm really interested in old football grounds, because I'm a boring old man, basically. But since I'm in Sheffield and it's not too far away from where I'm going to the Comic Con, I'm actually going to try and go to Bramall Lane and just do like a live tour of the area and just show you the ground and this, that, and the other. I'm going to go to Meadowhall as well in Sheffield, which you guys don't need to know about, but basically I do Toy Shorts Fridays, where basically, because I love my toys and collectibles, so I will end up doing like taking loads of toy shorts and stuff, and also buying wrestling gear and football stuff and whatever else. And then I'm also going to Sheffield Comic Con, so that I might be on live 2 or 3 times on Sunday. So there'll be one at the Comic Con, one at Bramall Lane in Sheffield, and then I might do a live from Meadowhall if there's like a shop that is I can do some bits and pieces in, but obviously they're commercial retailers, so I don't want to get sued, ideally. But yeah, there'll be loads of content coming on Sunday, so just keep an eye out for it, and there'll be shorts and vlogs of the Comic-Con as well. I think that's basically everything, folks, that I needed to say. I hope it is anyway. It's probably because it's so late and I'm just like losing all track of my existence at the minute, so yeah, there we go. Let me just read through the comments. Oh, there's quite a few here. Damien Castillo again. Roman Reigns is going to be a Survivor Series. Is going to be at Survivor Series 2025 in San Diego. Yeah, I reckon so, mate. I actually was thinking about this the other day. I think it's going to be the Vision. So obviously take Bex out. Although actually, to be fair, if it's the Vision with Bex, I think they're going to go against Cody, Roman, CM Punk, either Jay or Jimmy Uso, and then if there's a female in it as well, if they want to do an intergender, you just have AJ Lee in it against Becky Lynch. I think that would be brilliant, but whether they do that, I mean, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Maybe it'll just be the bloodline, as in the OG bloodline, against the Vision. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Mark, nice hat. Thank you, Mark. Liverpool going to destroy Chelsea. I hope you're all right, Mark. I really do. Mark my words, excuse the pun. I see what you did there. Mark, stay away from Leeds, bro. Unfortunately, I live in Leeds, Mark, so I can't really do that. Liverpool beating Chelsea, missed that one. Football grounds are awesome. Yeah, I agree. Go to Ikea. Yeah, no, you're all right, thank you. Crunch, I found you again. Hi, Crunch, you're all right? How you doing? Meadowhall is dull. Go to Ikea. Yeah, no, you're all right. Crunch user mic too low voice. I can't. The reason Crunch I have a low voice is because I have a load of people sleeping upstairs who have to go to school, and if I'm any louder, I will get a very angered and irritated wife who will come and beat me up. So I can't actually speak any louder than this, I'm afraid. But his voice is fine. Crunch, turn your volume off. Get some headphones. My volume is full. Okay. Well, it's funny you two lads should say that, because I'm actually finally tomorrow getting some more software. I'm getting like a brand new laptop. Tight hold, bro. I'm getting like a brand new laptop, which, according to my guy in the chair, otherwise known as my brother, shout out to my brother, by the way, who's getting up for work in 40 minutes, poor kid. Yeah, he's hooked me up with some souped up laptop that has like loads of buttons and things of this nature that he's going to have to explain to me, because like I say, he's very computer savvy and I'm just an old man who's got a phone on a selfie stick, basically, that you might have guessed. So he's going to run through everything with me, but I should be able to start doing this off of a laptop with a pair of headphones like normal people on YouTube do. So because I'm still in the dark ages of just doing this on my phone, so hopefully things in that regard will get a little bit more technologically sound. I mean, you never know, I might work out how to put those weird little borders and like headline things on the screen. Probably not, but yeah. Anyway, folks, one last figure walk for the working man. Yeah, so another mad one. So we've had Liverpool chat, going to Ikea, going to Meadowhall, some couple of weird religious type people, a very strange individual at the start of it, making some sort of weird reference that I always seem to get. I don't know why I always seem to get these, like, I don't want to say weirdos, but like weird adjacent people who seem to latch onto my street. I don't know, maybe I'm just really lucky. Yeah, but no, it's been good chatting with you guys as well, as per usual. Let me just have a look, Mark. When you go to Meadowhall, you'll see IKEA right next door. Get yourself some Swedish furniture. No, bro, you're all right. Like, my missus buys enough furniture in this house as it is. You can bet I can barely get my phone and my selfie stick in here. There's that much bloody stuff. Obviously, you see the rest of our house. There's plants all over the place. It's like an episode of bloody, I don't know, Wild Kingdom from back in the day. In fact, it's like where King Kong living here. But there we go. You ignored me. I didn't, Crunch. I gave you a hug, pal. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to be it for me. Yeah, like I said, just keep an eye on the channel on definitely on Sunday, because I'll be doing 3 or 4. Yeah, get some meatballs then. Yeah, I might do, mate. Yeah, keep an eye out for the channel on Sunday. Like I said, I'll be going live 3 or 4 times, and the next time I'm going live will be after the Liverpool game. It won't be directly after the Liverpool game because I've got like a family event. But yeah, Model, some Sheffield up doll. Yeah, well, it's not by choice, mate. But if I love going to Comic Cons, mate, and it means I have to go to, because I'm a geek. It means sometimes I have to go to some very strange and odd places. One of them is going to be Barnsley, which is next to Oakwell. They're doing the Comic Con there. Oh dear, right. Do you know, I thought I was going to get through a show without actually having to block someone or hide someone. Yeah. The world of YouTube, eh? Honestly. I missed why you were going there. Oh, yeah, so what I'm doing, Mark, is I'm going to, it's Sheffield Comic Con, which is at the, where is it now? The Magna Science Centre? The Magna Adventure Centre? Something on the lines, anyway, I don't know. But yeah, yeah, I'm going over there for a Comic Con, so I thought, well, while I'm there, I'll go to Meadowhall and pick up some toys and some clothes, and then I can also go to Sheffield United and do like a live streaming walk around, basically. So yeah, that's why I'm going. But yeah, the next time I'll be on will be for the Galatasaray reaction, which will be at 1 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. So yes. Anyway, right, folks. I'm going to get some, don't worry, Mark, I am going to get some sleep now, mate. Like I said, this is another reason why I'm going to start doing Tuesday Night Raw instead of Monday Night Raw. Because, yeah, I've got a change of circumstances anyway, and it's been a lot of fun doing it over the summer, but, yeah, I think it's time for me to do it at a normal time. So, yeah, going forward, the Monday Night Raw reaction will be on Tuesday at 10:30. So, nice one, everyone. Thanks to Mark, thanks to everyone else, and I'll see you all for live reaction on the Tuesday when we smash Galatasaray 7-0. See you all later. Bye bye.